हेलो स्टूडेंट, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। स्टूडेंट, आज हम बात करेंगे थर्ड कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट। इससे पहले हम दो कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी रिलेटिव लोवरिंग इन वेपर प्रेशर एंड एलिवेशन इन बॉइलिंग पॉइंट डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में अवेलेबल है। आप प्रीवियस वीडियो से वहाँ उनको देख सकते हैं। तो आज स्टार्ट करते हैं हम थर्ड कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट। तो सबसे पहले फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट क्या होता है? फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट इज द टेम्परेचर एट विच द वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ ए लिक्विड बिकम इक्वल टू वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ इट्स सॉलिड स्टेट। जैसे हम बॉइलिंग पॉइंट को डिफाइन कर रहे थे बाय कंपेयरिंग द वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ द लिक्विड विद द एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर, तो इन द सेम वे we can also define the freezing point, and at freezing point the vapor pressure of the liquid and solid states are same. So at that temperature we can say that the vapor pressure of liquid state is equal to the vapor pressure of a solid state. And when a non-volatile solute is added to the pure solvent, the solution freezes at the temperature lower than the freezing point of a solvent. यानी जब किसी नॉन वोलेटाइल सॉल्यूट को हम सॉल्वेंट में ऐड करते हैं, तो हमने पहले पढ़ा था कि उसके जो सॉल्यूशन बनता है उसका वेपर प्रेशर सॉल्वेंट के कंपैरिजन में कम हो जाता है। एज ए रिजल्ट एलिवेशन इन बॉइलिंग पॉइंट हो जाता है, यानी उस सॉल्यूशन का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट है वो सॉल्वेंट के कंपैरिजन में ज़्यादा हो जाता है। ठीक उसी तरीके से जो फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट ऑफ सॉल्यूशन है वो सॉल्वेंट के फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट के कंपैरिजन में कम हो जाता है, यानी सॉल्यूशन जो है वो सॉल्वेंट के फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट से कम टेम्परेचर पे जाके फ्रीज होता है। एंड दिस डिक्रीज इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट इज कॉल्ड डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट। अब डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट को हम इस ग्राफ से समझ सकते हैं। ग्राफ में यहाँ पे दो लाइनें हैं। ब्लू लाइन जो है वो सॉल्यूशन के लिए है एंड जो वॉयलेट लाइन है वो सॉल्वेंट को रिप्रेजेंट कर रही है। अब दोनों को अगर हम टेम्परेचर किसी भी सॉल्वेंट एंड सॉल्यूशन का अगर हम डिक्रीज़ करते हैं, तो टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज़ करने के साथ साथ वेपर प्रेशर है वो डिक्रीज़ होते जाएगा। और जैसे ही टेम्परेचर इस पॉइंट पे आता है, इस पॉइंट पे आते ही जो सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स हैं यानी प्योर सॉल्वेंट जो है वो सॉलिडिफाइड होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है, और उस वजह से उसके वेपर प्रेशर में एक शार्प डिक्रीज आता है, ग्रेजुअल डिक्रीजिंग आती है। लेकिन इसी टेम्परेचर पे जो सॉल्यूशन है वो अभी भी लिक्विड फेज में बना रहता है। तो उस सॉल्यूशन का टेम्परेचर और ज़्यादा अगर हम डिक्रीज करते हैं, तो यहाँ पे इस टेम्परेचर पे जाके सॉल्यूशन भी फ्रीज होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है। यानी कि यहाँ पे दोनों टेम्परेचर का जो डिफरेंस है, जिसको हमने डेल्टा टी एफ से डिनोट किया है, ये डेल्टा टी एफ जो है वो डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट को एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है। डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट डेल टी बी माइनस टी बी is proportional to the molality of the solution, or we can say that the del T F is directly proportional to del P. That means depression in freezing point is proportional to the lowering in vapor pressure. And from Raoult's law we know that the lowering in vapor pressure is directly proportional to the mole fraction of a solute. So del T F is also proportional to the mole fraction of the solute, or we can write that del Tf is equal to K into XB, where the K represents the proportionality constant. And we already know that the XB, that is mole fraction of the solute, is equal to the mass of solute divided by molar mass of the solute multiplied by molar mass of solvent divided by mass of the solvent. So we can write del T F is equal to K into WB into MA अपॉन MB into WA। अब चूँकि यहाँ पे K कांस्टेंट वैल्यू है, MA मोलर मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट है, वो भी एक कांस्टेंट वैल्यू है, तो इन दो कांस्टेंट वैल्यू का जो रिजल्ट है वो एक नया कांस्टेंट बन जाएगा KF, एंड दैट न्यू कांस्टेंट इज कॉल्ड मोलर डिप्रेशन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट कांस्टेंट, या फिर इसको हम बोलते हैं मोलर क्रायोस्कोपिक कांस्टेंट। और जब के एम ए की जगह हम के एफ की वैल्यू पुट करते हैं तो हमारे पास फॉर्मूला बनता है डेल टी एफ इज इक्वल टू 1000 इंटू के एफ इंटू डब्ल्यू बी अपॉन एम बी इंटू डब्ल्यू ए। यहाँ पे जो 1000 हमने लगाया है वो हमने मास ऑफ सॉल्वेंट जो लिया है, अगर वो ग्राम में लिया है तो उसको किलोग्राम में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए न्यूमरेटर में हम 1000 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हैं। So that 1000 is used to convert the mass into kilogram. And by using the depression in freezing point, we can also determine the molar mass of the non-volatile solute. We have the formula del TF is equal to 1000 into KF into WB upon MB into WA. And by that formula we can find MB, which becomes 1000 into KF into WB upon del TF into WA. And the value of KF, that is molar depression freezing point constant, can be calculated by using the formula KF is equal to MA RTF square upon del H fusion into 1000, where R represents the gas constant, TF is the freezing point of solvent, del H fusion is the enthalpy of fusion, MA is the molar mass of a solvent. So we can say that the value of KF depends only on the nature of the solvent, and the unit of KF is the Kelvin kilogram per mole. Now, the boiling point elevation and freezing point depression. If we compare the boiling point elevation constant or freezing point depression constant for different solvent, then we can see that for benzene, the value of KF is 5.12 Kelvin kilogram per mole, and the Kb value for benzene is 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. For camphor, the value of KF is 40 Kelvin kg per mole, and its Kb value is 5.95 Kelvin kilogram per mole. For carbon tetrachloride, the value of KF is 30 Kelvin kilogram per mole, and its Kb value is 5.03 Kelvin kg per mole. And ethyl ether, KF value is 1.79 Kelvin kg per mole, and its Kb value is 2.02 Kelvin kg per mole. And for water, KF value is 1.86 Kelvin kg per mole, and its Kb value is 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. Means these KF and KB value, they are used in the numerical problems. Now, the application of the depression in freezing point. The depression in freezing point has various applications in our everyday life. For example, antifreeze solution. In high altitude areas, a solution of ethylene glycol is used as an antifreeze in radiators of the vehicle because due to low temperatures, the antifreeze solution is used in the radiator of the vehicles. And cleaning of ice from roads, the salt like NaCl, they are scattered on the icy roads, which melts the ice by lowering the freezing point of water. Now come to the fourth colligative property, that is osmotic pressure. So first, before studying the osmotic pressure, we study osmosis. And what is osmosis? Osmosis, we can say that it is the passage or movement of solvent particles from the pure solvent to the solution, or the solution of low concentration to the solution of higher concentration through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. यानी इसको हम दो तरीके से डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. पहला है कि सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स का मूवमेंट सॉल्वेंट से सॉल्यूशन साइड होना ऑस्मोसिस होता है थ्रू सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन. या फिर अगर दो डिफरेंट कंसंट्रेशन के हमने सॉल्यूशन ले रखे हैं तो इन दैट केस द मूवमेंट ऑफ सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स फ्रॉम द लो कंसंट्रेशन सॉल्यूशन टू द हाई कंसंट्रेशन solution is called osmosis. And now the osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is the pressure that must be applied to stop the osmosis process, or we can say that it is the electrostatic pressure which stops the process of osmosis, and it is applied always in the solution side or in the higher concentration sides, which stops the process of osmosis, or which stops the movement of solvent particles from the low concentration solution to the higher concentration solution. And if we denote the osmotic pressure with pi, then we can write that the pi is equal to CRT, where pi is the osmotic pressure, C is the molarity of the solution, R is the ideal gas constant, and T is the Kelvin temperature. And by using that formula, we can also determine the molar mass of the solute. We have the formula pi equals to CRT. And we know that C is the concentration in mole per liter, or simply we can write it as a molarity of the solution. So we know that the molarity is equal to the mass of solute divided by molar mass of the solute multiplied by 1000 upon volume of solution in milliliter. And if we put the value of C in the formula, then we get pi is equal to WB into 1000 into RT upon MB into V in milliliter. And by using that formula, we can find the molar mass of the solute. And the formula is MB is equal to WB into 1000 into RT upon pi into V in milliliter. And when we put all these values, then we get the molar mass of the non-volatile solute. Now, the next is isotonic solution. The word isotonic means the two solutions having the same value of osmotic pressure, they are called isotonic solution to each other. For example, 0.9% solution of NaCl in water, which is called saline solution, is isotonic with human blood, and it is safe for inject intravenously. यानी 0.9% W/V NaCl सॉल्यूशन जो है, जिसको हम सलाइन सॉल्यूशन बोलते हैं, वो ब्लड के साथ क्या होता है, आइसोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन होता है. और इसी वजह से इसका यूज जो है वो आईवी इंजेक्शन में एज ए सॉल्यूशन इसका यूज़ किया जाता है. सेकेंड इज द हाइपोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन. मीन्स if the salt concentration of NaCl is less than 0.9% mass by volume, then that solution is said to be hypotonic with respect to blood. यानी जब NaCl concentration 0.9% से कम हो जाए तो ब्लड के कंपैरिजन में उसका ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर कम हो जाता है, तो उस केस में हम इसको क्या बोलते हैं, हाइपोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन. एंड इन दैट केस द वाटर फ्लो इनटू द सेल. यानी अगर इस सॉल्यूशन का अगर हम आईवी इंजेक्शन में यूज करते हैं तो वो वाटर जो है वो सेल्स में चला जाता है, एंड द सेल्स वुड स्वेल. तो सेल्स है वो स्वेल कर जाएंगी. सेकंड आता है हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन. If we place the cells in a solution containing more than 0.9% mass by volume sodium chloride, then it is called hypertonic solution. And in that case, the water will flow out of the cell and they would shrink. So that type of solution is called hypertonic solution. Now the reverse osmosis. Means reverse osmosis is the process in which the process of osmosis becomes reverse, and it occurs when the pressure applied on the solution is greater than the osmotic pressure. Then the solvent particle starts moving from the higher concentration of the solution to the lower concentration of the solution. And that reverse osmosis process is used in the purification or demineralization of saline water. Here we can see that the pressure applied on the solution side is higher than the osmotic pressure. Then the water particle starts moving from the solution side to the solvent side, and that process is called reverse osmosis. Now the abnormal molar mass. Sometimes when the solute is added to the solvent, then it may dissociates or it may associates on adding into the solvent, and due to association and dissociation of the solute particles in the solution, the number of particles of the solutes become less or more as compared to the expected value. And as a result, if we calculate the molar mass of the solute using the colligative property, then we find it different than its actual value, and that different value of molar mass is called abnormal molar mass. Or we can say that when the solute undergoes dissociation or association, the molar mass obtained from the colligative properties does not coincide with the normal molar mass, and that different or abnormal mass is called abnormal molar mass. Vanta factor. The extent of dissociation or association of solute in solution is calculated by the factor which is known as a Vanta factor, and it is denoted by small I. So we can write that I is equal to the number of particles of solute after association or dissociation divided by the number of particles of solute before association dissociation. Or we can write that I is equal to the normal molar mass divided by abnormal molar mass. Or we can write that I is equal to observed colligative properties divided by the calculated colligative properties. And if that I value is more than 1 for any solution, then we can say that the solute particle dissociate on adding into the solvent. If I value is less than 1, then we can say that the solute particles are associated into the solution. And if I is exactly 1, then there is no association or dissociation of the solute particles. Now, the relation of I with alpha, that is degree of association or degree of dissociation. If alpha is the degree of dissociation or association, n is the number of particles obtained after dissociation, and m is the number of particles which associates, and I is Vanta factor, then we can say that for dissociation, the degree of dissociation alpha is equal to I minus 1 upon n minus 1. And for association, the degree of association alpha is equal to m 1 minus I upon m minus 1. And by using these two formula for dissociation and association, we can calculate the degree of dissociation or association of any solute when it is added to the solvent. So, or determining the molar mass using I means when the van 't Hoff factor I is added to the colligative property, then the modified formula for the colligative properties is for relative lowering in vapor pressure of the solvent, we can write that P naught 1 minus P1 upon P naught 1 is equal to IXB. XB is the mole fraction of the solute, or we can write that I N2 upon N1. And the second is elevation in boiling point. For elevation in boiling point, we can write that del TB is equal to I KB into M. And third is the depression in freezing point. So its formula is del TF is equal to I KF into M. And for osmotic pressure, pi is equal to I CRT, or we can write that pi is equal to I N2 RT upon V, where N2 is the number of moles of a solute.